Hello, everyone. Welcome again, and welcome to those that are just joining us right now. Our event will start in around 3 minutes. So this event is where we will be first launching our first ever Innovators Business Environment Index, evaluating 125 countries on how easy it is for innovators to start and operate their businesses. Really excited to share these results with you. You may download the report right now. We will be sharing the links later on. After our introduction of the results, we will also have an exciting panel with three stakeholders from Taiwan, Cyprus, and also from Kazakhstan. This event will be recorded and it's also on YouTube. We also have another event later at 3 p.m. with a different set of panelists. So if you would like to hear more from other stakeholders from 5 other locations, feel free to join as well. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome and good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in today. Today, we will be launching the first ever Innovators Business Environment Index. Thank you for joining us. I will just give a brief overview of our agenda today. So, at the beginning, we will, of course, introduce the report, give an overview of the methodology and also the results. This will be followed by a panel discussion with three different stakeholders from Kazakhstan, Taiwan, and Cyprus. So it will be a great panel discussion about business environment practices in different locations around the world. So without further ado, I think we can kick it off. I would like to introduce our CEO, Ellie David Roca, to welcome everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Catherine. I'll say a few words before we switch to Shengul that will introduce the report. Uh, just say it's a special moment for us in StartupBlink because we love launching new things, and we really, really like this one. This is a new flagship report that we're very proud of, and we're hoping that a lot of people can use. Uh, because we really do believe that what was created here has immense value, and it can be a beautiful indicator in terms of which countries are currently having the best business environment in the world. So for us, every day that we launch something is a day to celebrate. I honestly can say from my experience as a digital nomad, as someone that has been traveling all over the world, that I really would love to have this report a few years ago when I had to make big decisions um, about the company location and so on and so on, because this basically is telling us as founders where should we build the company. That's a really great one. As you know, StartupBlink has another very important report, which is basically the Global Startup Ecosystem Report that we are going to launch every year in May. It's going to be out this May. So I want to make it clear about what is the difference between those two reports. So the Global Startup Ecosystem Report is basically checking which ecosystems are winning in terms of output, which cities and which countries are the most successful and have the most robust and vibrant startup ecosystem. This report that we're presenting today, the Business Environment Report, is disconnecting from startup ecosystems mostly and basically tells innovators and founders where should they build their company. What are the best, most friendly places with the best business environment there is. If you're a founder that is super interested, let's say, in being in the best ecosystem in the world because you need to raise billions of dollars and so on, Global Startup Ecosystem Index that we launched on May is a little bit better in terms of your goals. But if you're a founder that basically says, I am interested in the best place to do business, that's the only thing I care about, then IBEI, the Innovators Business Environment Index, is exactly for you. It's a no-frills report that checks 40 different parameters to tell you where is doing business fun, good, and profitable. So that's basically the idea of IBEI. And yeah, just before we switch to Shangul, I'll mention a few countries that surprised me in terms of the results, and I'm quickly going to share my screen just to give you a taste of the results. So I think, I don't know if it comes as a surprise or not, but still, the best country to do business in the world, not by a big margin, look at the total score, by the way, it's very close, is still the United States. And I think that the United States is just an amazing place that has both the best startup ecosystem of the world and also the best place to do business. That's a unique strength that all of us should aspire to. Where I am now, Singapore, what an amazing place. There is a reason why I choose to be here all the time. This place is just inspiring and just fun to do business. It's just such a friendly place to do business that I can't recommend it enough. And I think that this result reflects it. You see also in the total score that they're doing extremely well. The other ones are relatively predictable. I will say a shout out to Switzerland. Switzerland, nobody talks about it enough. It's in the fourth currently in the world in doing business. It's a great place to do business. Point of attention, the Gulf area. We have two countries this time in the top 10 in the Gulf area that basically picked up the ball and basically said, we want to win. And those two are United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. So I think it's amazing to me, like 10 years ago, it would have never happened. So especially Saudi Arabia, which is very, very recent in going full speed into building an ecosystem and building an economic powerhouse that is based on business environment. So those two are extremely surprising for me and just amazing for me to see them in the top 10. Estonia, a super small country, in the top 10 as well. And if we're already at it, I will say in the top 15, there are two small countries that are definitely punching above their weight, and that's Estonia and Cyprus at 15. So those two countries, although with a population lower than 2 million people, are still managing to achieve great things and to be in the top 15 in the world. And for me, it's a great thing to see that small countries with low amount of population can actually punch above their weight and be global leaders in business environment because they've just picked up the right policies in order to win. Other countries that I just want to say that I felt surprised by is Bulgaria, to see it in the top 20. Great business environment, and some of my friends are actually moved their operation to Bulgaria. So in a way, there is a shift in Europe to new places. Other interesting places is also Taiwan, for example, in the top 30. I don't think a lot of people are talking about Taiwan. I think we're going to have panelists from Taiwan today, so that's great to present what they've done there. Many of my friends are there actually, so it's pretty interesting to see. And I say that there are actually a few countries that are doing really well on the Global Startup Ecosystem Index, but when you look at their business environment, it's not doing that well. Some examples that jump to mind are Spain, Israel, and China. Those three are sort of like very, very obvious in terms of countries that have managed to build a great startup ecosystem, but still have so much low-hanging fruit if they just improve a little bit their business environment. Because there is a gap between how successful they are and how fun is it to do business there. So I think that this basically index, I'm really hoping a lot of us can use it, entrepreneurs, to make decisions about where should you go. Especially if you don't necessarily need mega rounds and you just want a great place to do business. For governments to improve their policies, because I honestly think that whoever is going to rank high here is also in 5 or 6 years is going to have an amazing startup ecosystem. This basically you set the policy first, and then the growth arrives because you're simply going to have a lot more people staying, and a lot of people that are going to arrive. So I think this index is a canary in the coal mine. I love it. Honestly, we had so much fun working on it. We really believe it can be extremely useful. And from you, we just ask you if you can spread the news because it's actually a beautiful resource. We worked on this for so long, and we just want the world to know about this. So thank you for sharing the news. And let me turn quickly to Shengul just to explain to us a little bit about how the report is built, so you can have an easier, let's say, dive into the report. Shengul.
Hello everyone. Let me quickly share my screen and introduce the report as well. Okay. So if we go to table of contents, as Eddie mentioned the results, before coming to results, we shared with you the key insights of the report. So these are the most interesting things that we found in the report across the countries, which you can check along the report before reading your country section. And after the key insights, we are sharing the top countries. So all the 125 countries that we ranked, you can easily see them here. And from here, you can also navigate to their dedicated pages, which I will show in a minute. We also have a regional section where you can see the top 10 countries per region in Europe, in Asia Pacific, Middle East. So you can basically make a comparison between different regions and how their ecosystem, how their business environments are ranking. So that would be an interesting section as well. And if we go to country pages, which is one of my favorite, as you'll find lots of insights about different countries, you will see that we did some analysis already here that you can read. And also we highlighted the different areas that each country is doing well on, like ease of operating a business, market perception, and business incentives, which my colleague Aysam will also explain in the methodology overview in a short while. And we also highlighted the top performing parameters here. So you can basically search for your country and easily go to its country page and read about the insights. And if you have any specific questions, also feel free to contact us and we will be happy to answer them as well. Apart from these sections, we also have a section on recognitions where we disconnected a bit from the results and we choose the city of the year, country of the year. I'm not going to give a big spoiler here. Also regional government of the year and region of the year, which you can basically read about it and learn why we choose these countries as well, with these locations as for these recognitions. And apart from that, if you're very interested in learning how we built this index, we have a methodology section coming after this. And also we build an annex where you can see how we validate the methodology basically. So that would be generally the most interesting parts of the report. And without a further ado, I will invite Aistan to share the methodology as well, like what we did here.
Thank you, Shingul. Hey, everyone. Right. So, as everybody said, the core idea of IBEI is built around the real founder experience. And we started the whole journey by asking a simple question, whether if I start a company here today, how easy it will be, or how much friction will I face? So the index focuses on rules, cost, access, and trust, not programs, announcements, or intentions. As our guiding principles, the IBEI measures practical enablers such as the regulatory, institutional, and infrastructural conditions that make innovation possible. So the framework is governed by 5 principles. Founder experience is the first principle, which focuses on measurable conditions that directly affect the ability to start, operate, and scale ventures. The objectivity, which is reliance solely on measurable and verifiable data sets. Comparability, which is consistent scoring logic applied across all countries. Transparency, a clear documentation of data sources and methodological updates. And continuity, a stable structure that enables multi-year policy analysis. So IBEI is organized around 3 pillars, each reflecting a core dimension of the founder experience. The first pillar, ease of operating business, basically answers one question, which is, can I run a company without unnecessary friction? And under the second pillar is business incentives, which answers, can I operate profitably over time in a location? And the third pillar is market perception, which is, can I trust the system? Does it assesses as institutional credibility, governance, quality, and global accessibility that shape the founder confidence? In this page, you can see that under each pillar, you can see what parameters we have used. And I won't go into detail of each parameter, but I want to show you this matrix where you can see what parameters are used where under what pillar. And we also have a part which we call functional category. This is for a deeper analysis of each ecosystems. And for these functional categories, you can also see which parameters go into each category. So how the scoring works, all indicators and parameters are normalized from 0 to 100 scale. Higher scores indicate lower friction, and the country size or wealth does not guarantee a high score. Our data sources and data integrity, we combine our own internal research plus trusted international data sources such as World Bank, IMF, and UN. Thus, IBEI shows where innovation is easiest to build and not where it has already succeeded. And I think this is it for the methodology section. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ayestan, and yeah, thank you for explaining to us how the methodology works. As we see on the chat, you can download the report on the link that we've pasted there. Now we are moving to a more probably very interesting part of our launch event, which is the panel discussions. These panel discussions will be moderated by my colleague Lisa Zipkis. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Hi, Katrin. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Very pleased to be here to share our panelists and their insights with you. The topic today is what makes a business environment innovation friendly. And I'll be introducing our panelists. So to begin with, we have Liazat Kabdelova from Trade and Investment Policy Expert. She's a policy expert, my apologies. She's from Astana Hub in Kazakhstan. We also have Alan John Q from Taiwan Startup Island, Taiwan, Operations Director there. And finally, Theodoros Lukaidis, Director General of Research and Innovation Foundation in Cyprus. So I invite our panelists to join us. Hi, Theodoros. I love your background.
I love it too.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Great. Great to have everybody here. I'll kick off. We've got about half an hour, so I'll start off with maybe with you, Theodoros, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a brief introduction of your role and your organization there in Cyprus, and then we'll move to Liazat, and then finally Alan. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you very much, and congratulations on the release of yet another insightful report. Well done to the entire StartupBlink team. I'm Theodoros Lukaidis. I'm the Director General of the Research and Innovation Foundation. We're the national funding agency responsible for research and innovation and commercialization here in Cyprus, funding everything from fundamental research all the way to game-changing innovation, startups, scale-ups, the corporates of the future.
Wonderful. Thank you. Liazat, welcome, and looking forward to hearing more from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Liazat Gilova. The title that you shared before about me, trade and policy expert, that's actually my previous job. Currently, I'm a manager at International Relations and Investment Office here at ASNA Hub. ASNA Hub is the largest innovation cluster in Central Asia, or how our CEO likes to say, Central Eurasia. Our office basically deals with the representation of ASNA Hub on the international scale, international arena. We work with partnerships. We work on making startups, our resident companies, more visible to our international partners and investors. Thank you, and congratulations on the release of the insightful report. I believe you did an amazing job, and I'm happy to be featured there. Our country to be featured, I'm sorry, not me.
We're so pleased that you're joining, Liazat. Apologies about the mistake on your title, but it's wonderful to have both Astana Hub and yourself featured here today. And I'll pass to Alan Jonku for your brief introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to the team at StartupBlink for inviting us. My name is Alan Jonku. I represent Startup Island Taiwan. We are an agency from the National Development Council of the government of Taiwan. Our mission is to internationalize our ecosystem, at the same time push forward our startups to go global. We operate throughout most of Asia, Southeast Asia, including Japan, United States, Europe. So very happy to be here with everybody. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Alan. I might start with you for our first question about what makes a business environment innovation friendly. So our first question is, what do you consider a must-have element of an innovator-friendly environment?
I believe talent. I think no business, no startup, or no ecosystem can start or begin or move forward without the right talent pool and the right individuals leading that team or that company. Yes.
That's critical. And maybe pass to Theodoros and then Liazat.
So there are so many things that need to work in tandem and in order to create an innovation-friendly environment, from the talent, as Alan rightly so mentioned, but of course it's the incentives that governments provide, from tax incentives, mobility schemes that are acting as magnets, attracting talent, attracting investments. Of course, the ease of doing business. How long does it take to go through the bureaucracy? How long does it take to go through the needed procedures to obtain whatever you require to have in order to operate from the country into the global market? So it's a combination of things, and I think you can't isolate it down to one. You have to get all of them right in order to create as more friendly environment as you can.
Definitely agree there. It's a combination. Yeah.
Yeah, and so talent and all of the other elements all together. And Liazat, from your perspective in Kazakhstan, what is your perspective?
Well, I actually have a very similar thought that Theodoros has. I believe that, well, we believe here in Asnahab that innovation never happens in isolation. The single most essential element of any innovator-friendly environment is strong and well-connected ecosystem, one that not only nurtures talents but provides high-quality education, accelerations, incubation programs for early-stage startups or as well as mature startups. Also creates real opportunities through featuring in international forums or conducting our own forums in Kazakhstan and attracting bright minds from abroad to share their experience, share their knowledge. And also, I guess the most important aspect here would be global scaling, because our main goal of our startup ecosystem is to make it visible to as many people as possible. So yes, I believe that innovator-friendly environment is made up with not only isolated initiatives, but a cohesive ecosystem that works, as Theodore said, in tandem. So I believe that's it.
Thank you, Liazat. And just sticking with you for this part, drilling down a little bit more into your location. So how would you say your country's business environment has evolved in recent years to become more founder friendly? And you feel free to mention anything that you might have in the pipeline as well. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Well, Kazakhstan is a relatively young country. We gained independence in 1991, which makes us 35 years old at this point. And as a result, our business environment continues to evolve rapidly. So each year we have more initiatives that are introduced to founders and business owners that help to ease the business processes and administrative barriers, I would say. And here I would like to note the initiative that was presented by Asnahab and is actually executed by Asnahab very successfully. We have zero tax regime for our resident companies. So if a local or foreign company want to build their business under our umbrella, they receive certain benefits such as tax preferences. So for most of the taxes, they will have 0% tax. While in like for other businesses, it's from 10 to 35% of taxes. Sorry. We believe that removing tax constraints helps a lot for business to grow, for business to evolve, especially in our environment, very young business owners and founders. So in return, resident companies, they provide us with 1% of their total revenue for a year. And we feed this money into the incubators, accelerators, also our own venture arm, Asnahab Ventures and Kazakhstan Venture Group. We also place strong emphasis on attracting international talents and businesses. That's why we have a simplified, streamlined process, one-stop shop. So through this process, foreign specialists can receive digital nomad visa or digital nomad residency. It's a very simplified process. You only need to access to our platform, and that's it. This way, we hope to not only attract but also retain some specialists so they can again play a role in our business environment. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Liazat. That's it's remarkable how many initiatives, how much effort's being put in, as you said, in a relatively short time. Let's turn our our gaze towards Cyprus. Theodoros, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of those evolutions in the Cypriot business environment and anything that might be in the pipeline, please.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Lisa. The government of Cyprus has adopted a very pro-business and pro-innovation agenda that includes an array of tax incentives ranging from investments in research and development, which receive tax discounts up to 120%. It also includes incentives for investors who wish to invest in startups at different stages of their development journey. And can go up to 50% tax discounts, either to physical persons or legal entities wishing to invest in local entities. And of course, the a very competitive IP box, whereby if you hold your intellectual property and you monetize from Cyprus to the world, then your effective corporate tax rate goes down to 3%. In addition to that, the government has introduced tax incentives for highly skilled individuals. Anyone who chooses to work in a startup or a corporate in Cyprus, they can reach up to 50% tax discount on their income tax, making it a very competitive and appealing proposition to globally for talent to choose to come to Cyprus, live and work and create from here. Over and above, the country has a number of visa schemes, including a startup visa scheme, but also highly skilled individuals visa schemes, whereby we enable talent mobility. Brain circulation is a very important aspect of for any innovation ecosystem. So with all that, we're creating enabling conditions. Over and above that, we as the National Funding Agency provide an array of funding opportunities to local researchers who wish to commercialize knowledge, also to entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs to build the products that will shape the world and change it, introducing disrupting innovations from Cyprus. We are also providing a lot of support services. How do you protect your knowledge? We equip them with a lot of skills through a number of training programs, which they can tap into. We work with mentors from all around the world. We're welcoming to Cyprus incubators and accelerators from all around the world to help us establish the island as a regional hub for research and innovation at the crossroads of three continents where Cyprus sits. Over and above that, of course, it's all about the quality of life. We know that people in startup communities prefer to work hard and play harder. So Cyprus is a beautiful place to live and work at. As we speak, you can go up to the mountains and ski, and you can come down to the beach and have a coffee in a place like the one I have on my background. So you can enjoy life. There is a lot of cultural plurality on the island, so people can enjoy and maintain a good life, work-life balance, while building from Cyprus to the world.
That's pretty impressive. From all of the things that Cyprus has to offer for founders and culturally and the environment as well. I mean, it kind of goes to the point that all three of you were talking about, those incentives that kind of come together to become an attractive business environment for founders. So I'm interested to know more about the case in Taiwan. Alan, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of those evolutions in the Taiwanese business environment and anything that you might have in the pipeline. Thank you.
Thank you. No worries. Thank you for allowing me to share. I think Taiwan in the last few years has been quite active from the government side. I believe in terms of regulatory, we've created sandboxes for drones and also for fintech. We have two centers specifically on those in the north and the south of Taiwan, especially for relaxation of regulatories for those two type of industries. In addition, talent-wise, Taiwan has implemented their nomad visa, but also an employment gold card. So for blue collar and white collar and for students to stay in Taiwan, I think the advantage is as Southeast Asia also has a large Chinese-speaking diaspora in Indonesia, in Malaysia, So I think that translates well for some of those students to stay in Taiwan. So it also brings together a lot of talent. In addition, I think capital accessibility. Taiwan has increased from our National Development Fund, has invested in the accelerators from the United States, from Japan and Southeast Asia, those being Techstars, it could be 500 Global, Draper, Headline Asia, JTech. So we've incorporated a lot of funds from our national development to go into these accelerators to internationalize our ecosystem. At the same time, in the last 3 years, Taiwan has increased their tech parks or our science clusters. The most famous being Hsinchu Science Park, which is obviously the home of TSMC. But in addition, they have increased the size of the Hsinchu National Science Park to go to produce the most advanced 1.4 nanometers coming. And in addition, there's another science park that will also be doing 1.4 nanometer chips, and that will be in Taichung. So I think in totality, Taiwan has, from capital, talent, and also bringing together tech clusters, they really try to internationalize and bring in a lot of corporates in our Fortune 500s. I think notably, outside of Netherlands, ASML's based their innovation here. Obviously, NVIDIA and AMD most recently in the last year. Ever since the last 5 to 10 years, Microsoft, Google have created their largest and most advanced R&D hardware and AI labs here in Taiwan. So it's a good business environment for not just startups, but also for large corporates. Thank you.
Yeah, stay with me because I was going to ask you the next question, but just to comment that what you're describing is that kind of the momentum and the community, not only of individual founders, but the tech parks and the attraction of the bigger companies as well. That's all part of the, I suppose, the business environment, and how you're leveraging that in Taiwan. It's very interesting to have these 3 distinct locations on one panel and see how each experience is different, but also there's a lot in common. And with that in mind, I was just going to ask you if you could highlight 3 reasons why you believe that founders should choose Taiwan today. Yeah, just your insights. Thank you.
No, I think, for myself, sharing about Taiwan is something I do quite often as my position for the government. But to share why founders should choose, I think Taiwan is a country where a founder can go from design to product and final product all within 50 kilometers. We're an island. We're north to south, 500 miles or less. And most of our activities takes place on the west coast of Taiwan, and it's all connected by high-speed rail, normal rail, bus systems, and very, very advanced highway system. So a company can go from design to final product or prototype all within 50 kilometers. And sometimes it could be done within 1 week or even as fast as 2 days with the right partners. So that's one. I think it's a great place to do prototyping and designing and creating your first MVP. Secondly, for Asia, we're central in Asia. We're 4 hours to Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, but at the same time, we're 4 hours or less to East Asia, including Korea and Japan. We're a central spoken hub, and for a test market to be between those two, also with our Chinese-speaking diaspora, it also has access to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Chinese communities in Thailand also. So you do have a good place to test your product. And we do have a high GDP. We've most recently surpassed Korea and Japan in terms of GDP per person. So at the same time, it is a great place to start your product. And lastly, I think most importantly for founders, we do have one of the highest IP and kind of protection laws in Asia. I think we're probably second or first in Asia in terms of IP protection. So we do protect founders and what they create. Thank you so much for letting me share.
That's great. Thank you so much, Alan. I'll pass to Liazat for your perspective on the 3 reasons why founders should choose Kazakhstan.
Thank you, Lisa. The 3 reasons why startups should choose Kazakhstan. First is an access to a strong and fast-growing innovation ecosystem. As I mentioned before, here at Tesla Hub, we have a very strong and structured ecosystem that provides support for startups from the very beginning till the global scaling. If I say, for example, first, if startups want to start with idea stage, they turn to our incubation programs, acceleration programs. For example, Startup Garage, it's specifically designed to suit those startups that only have an idea and don't have any other support, don't have any other material to work with or product. Next, our next acceleration program is EApreneurs. Here, it actually focuses on finding a team. So people come as individuals, they work together, they they work on different initiatives together, work on one idea, they group, and they find the best team of different, creative, technical, and educational backgrounds. And lastly, we have, of course, a lot of acceleration programs, but lastly, our very good initiative is Hero Training, made with a collaboration with Draper University in Silicon Valley, where startups can actually enter a US market and talk to investors in the USA and kind of find its first, find the first, entry level at a market that is not Kazakhstan, for example. So yes, if a startup wants to choose Kazakhstan, we provide all these for local and for foreign specialists, for foreign startups. Second is our market. So yeah, Kazakhstan is located between Europe and Asia, and we have very strong position for regional and global expansion. We also can do this through our forums, international forums, Digital Kazakhstan, which is previously known as Digital Almaty, and which maybe you heard about this, but yeah, so we invite a lot of people, a lot of investors, a lot of founders, and we kind of expose our companies, our startups, our initiatives through these forums. And lastly, is, I believe, very important aspect, which is human capital. Our country has highly educated, young, and ambitious population speaking 2 or more, 2, 3, 4 languages. This multilingual, globally minded talent pool is one of Kazakhstan's strongest points. So yes, if a business wants to enter, they do have a workforce ready to, engage in their business activities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liazat, for the overview. I'm sure that all of these locations have more than 3, but we're trying to keep it tight. So thank you very much. And I'll pass it to Theodoros to share the 3 reasons why founders should choose Cyprus.
Thank you, Lisa. So Cyprus has become a founder-friendly jurisdiction in recent years, and that's down to its tax regime, the strong IP incentives it provides, the visa schemes, which include, of course, the IP box, the non-domicile tax regime, the innovation incentives that I've mentioned earlier, and all that creates conditions that founders do seek for their startups and in their efforts to scale them up into international markets. And of course, Cyprus, speaking of international markets, sits nicely at the crossroads of 3 continents. The country has double tax treaty agreements. It has strong bilateral ties with a number of countries, including the high growth countries in the Gulf region. but also as a full EU member state. If you choose to live and work and build from Cyprus, you have access to the single EU market, meaning that you operate within the EU. In addition to that, there is excellent talent on the island, English-speaking talent, well-educated talent, which of course is there with a lot of experiences in a place where it is becoming increasingly more international and cosmopolitan. And diversity is always a great thing in innovation ecosystems, and you will find plenty of that on the island of Cyprus. Cyprus being a small internal market as such, it means that everything you do, you have to think international markets right from the start. So it kind of forces you to think the international markets first. And that, of course, means that it's a great place to start, especially if you're in IP-heavy tech industries, where you are looking at the international markets. You can start from here, build your MVP here, and scale it up from here. And it's a country which has been increasingly more visible to VC investors. We have seen a significant increase in investments coming into the country in recent years, meaning that you're in an ideal jurisdiction where you're going to be on the radar if you're looking to raise in the next few coming years. And last but not least, it's a very friendly place to relocate to, very easy to boat in with the locals, and help us take the country to the next level of innovation.
Thank you so much, Theodoros. There's a wealth of information just from those 3 points from everybody. We're going to come to a close for the panel now, but I did want to just wrap up and say that for Kazakhstan, Taiwan, and Cyprus, the level of intention behind creating a strong business environment is so apparent, whether it's connecting with the diaspora, visas, IP, intellectual property and protection, talent. We've heard about programs, connectivity, the incentives and taxation, all of these things existing together as we kind of started off the conversation. It's very intentional for all 3 locations, and can read more about it in the report as well. So I wanted to thank you on behalf of StartupBlink and the audience for joining us for this panel. So I know that you can't hear applause, but thank you, Liazat and Alan and Theodoros, for joining us. And we look forward to learning more about your business environments and how they're going from strength to strength. So
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll pass now to Katrin, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone. It was really great to learn more about those ecosystems. And I'm sure that everyone learned so much from this short conversation. Great, yeah. So thank you again for everyone for joining us in today's event. You can download the report on the chat. Yes, thank you. Thank you, team, for sharing that link. You can download it. And if you have any questions or feedback on the report, please contact us at feedback@startupblink.com. This is our first report that we're launching on the business environment. So we'll be happy to hear any feedback or questions that anyone might have. So thank you again. We are having another launch event at 3 p.m. If you were not able to join at the beginning, we also have a recording of this event that we will be sharing with everyone. So thank you again, everyone, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts about this report.